Hey, it's Hersh, and today I'm going to be redrawing Genshin Impact characters in my style. In the past, I've redrawn characters from Mondstadt, Liyue characters, Inazuma characters, and even characters from Sumeru, but today I'll finally be drawing characters from the newest region, Fontaine. Let me know if you guys would like me to do another video featuring Fontaine characters, but let's get started. So for today, I'm going to be using my Moleskine sketchbook, which I think is a mixed media one, and also a random mechanical pencil I got from Stationery Pal a while back. For this video, I'm going to be choosing 3 characters to draw from Fontaine, and the first character I chose is Linny. I believe that's how you say his name, though I think there are multiple ways of saying it, so I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But Linny is Fontaine's great magician and a playable 4-star character. He is a pyro bow user, and Linny, from what I know, is pretty charismatic and extroverted. He loves to wow the audience with any displays of magic he can conjure up, hence being a magician. He has a signature top hat as part of his costume, which I just had to include, which you'll see me drawing on here. And I think the rest of his outfit is based off of what normal magician attire is. I know Linny plays a pretty big part in Fontaine's art conquest, at least the first part of it, but personally I haven't had any time to play at all. I think I started a couple weeks ago, but I have seen many playthroughs already, so I do know some of the spoilers that come with it, but so far it does seem really interesting. The only thing that I completed in my own world is literally just the intro part where we actually reach the region. So since I wanted to do 3 characters for this week's video, all of them are just drawn from the bust up, with the exception of the last one, which I had cut shorter for reasons that I'll explain later. After struggling to draw the eyes for a bit, I decided that today was just not the day, and I had him closing his eyes and smiling, and the other eye is covered by his hair, which is canon part of his design, so technically it still works. I also drew him holding a card saying ace, and I know in most fan art he has a different type of card that he's holding, one that's fitting his character design, but it's super detailed and I didn't have the time to draw that or the space to draw that, so we're going to be working with this more simple looking card design. The next character I'm drawing is Lynette, who is Linny's twin sister. She serves as her brother's assistant for his magic tricks and is also a playable 4-star character. She is an Anemo sword user and is also released in the game already, and unlike Linny, she is more reserved and introverted and prefers to stay out of the spotlight, which I'm guessing is why she doesn't have a more public role in most of her brother's magic shows. I think her most distinguishable features are definitely her cat ears, which I believe are real. She also has a giant bow on the back, which you can't really see right now, but at the end it's more noticeable. Anyways, the last character I'm drawing for today's video is Navia. I don't think she's been officially released into the game yet, but I know her the design just came out a couple days ago, and I'm pretty sure she is also part of the art conquest. All I know about her actual character for now is that she's Geo, and according to Genshin Wiki, she likes to dress herself in ornate dresses and fine hats, which is pretty evident based on her outfit in the game, though I feel like at this point all Genshin characters have the most extravagant wardrobe ever. Here's the finished line art, and we're moving on to coloring. Like I was saying earlier, when I was drawing Linny, I had to cut off Navia's drawing so it ends at her neck, since I didn't take into account that she has a huge fancy hat like Linny. So to fit in most of the hat's detail, I had to draw her lower on the page, which means less of her actual body outfit would be shown. And I just drew her looking straight because I didn't really know which direction I wanted her to be facing, since Linny is also already facing left and Lynette's facing right already. But definitely her hair was definitely a lot of fun to draw since it's very curled and layered, and coloring it is also really fun, but you'll see that part later. For the liner, I did use a red fine liner since I didn't want the lines to be super harsh, but I also did that part off camera just because I didn't want this video to be super long. But let me know if you guys would like a video of me showing my whole drawing process from start to finish using alcohol markers. So for the skin, I used peach for all the characters, and I'm pretty sure I used the same blush colors and shadows as well. I used multiple pinks around the eyes, and I also used blue and purple for the shadows. I think I mainly used blue for Navia to match with her eyes since they're this sort of teal color. Speaking of which, all the eyes for all these characters' color are so pretty. I do somewhat regret not drawing Linny's eyes since they are also the same shade of purple that Lynette's are, but I think as long as I drew one of their eyes, it was fine. Also, I added a light source coming from the left for both Linné and Lynette, but I left Navia's lighting situation pretty plain. Since I did give her some eyeshadow too, I used a darker shade of blush. I don't know if it's that noticeable, but I feel like in game she definitely wears a makeup, or at least in the reference picture I was using, she definitely had something on. So life update time. It's been a hot minute since I've given one of these in my videos, since most of my past videos I've had a focused topic to talk about in my draw with me's or whatever, but I thought I'd just share what's been going on recently. So I am trying to upload at least 3 times a month, like for every month, and that gives me like 1 week break, which I can use if I have like a lot of tests or exams that week. Fortunately, November should be pretty easy for me since this weekend is a long weekend, and also I have some days off for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. I'm hoping to get 4 uploads in a row this month, starting with this one since I have ideas of what to film and post, but we'll see if I actually manage to do that. I also did have a Halloween video that I wanted to post. It was of me designing this Halloween OC, and I had it filmed and everything, but I didn't love how the drawing came out, so I lost the motivation to edit it, and it's just been sitting in my sketchbook. But hopefully you will see it in the sketchbook tour, which I am going to try and get out by New Year. I don't know if that'll actually happen or not, but I'm around halfway through my sketchbook right now, so hopefully if I just keep on going and trying to finish it, I'll get it done with. In terms of current interests, I've been obviously binge watching Jujutsu Kaisen as this new season comes out. I can't believe that we're already like in November, which means that most of the new season is already out. I am already caught up to the manga, and I don't even know what's happening after chapter 236, because I thought the main plot would end there, but it's just going somewhere and I don't understand what's happening. I also started watching Attack on Titan, which I know many of you are going to be like, why would you do that to yourself? But I've been seeing so many edits of it on my For You page literally non-stop since the final episode came out last week, so I just had to watch it. I am around halfway through season 4 as of recording this. It's been like maybe 4 or 5 days since I started watching it, and I'm hoping to finish it within the next day or two so I can actually start looking at the edits without fear of being spoiled. And I am hoping to make some fan art for the show as well, whether it's on my Instagram page or here, but let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Anyways, to everyone watching this, I hope your school year has been going well so far. There's only 2 months left of 2023, so make the most of them, and let's head back to the actual video. I think at this point, after I started like drawing the hair for all the characters, the drawings were really coming together, especially for Linnea and Lynette's drawings. By the way, I know I keep on like switching up how I pronounce Linnea's name like halfway through the video. I seriously don't know how to say his name, but we're gonna ignore that. Starting with the costumes, Linnea's top hat and parts of his outfits are a dark blue color. In like different reference pictures, they have different lighting, so it did look different between all of them, but I just went with this in-between color that has blue and purple. I think overall I made the values for all the costumes of these characters lighter than how it was compared to the references, because I didn't want it to contrast super heavily with their hair and their skin, which I do for a lot of my drawings. Linnea's ended up coming out pretty good, but I think his like top hat and like the darker parts of his outfit did end up lighting a little bit too much compared to Navia and Lynette's. Also in the line art, Lynette's face did get messed up. I don't even know how since I did follow the sketch, but I feel like it definitely looked better in the sketch version, and I think after I colored it and added my wet gel pen and everything, it does slightly get fixed, but I still definitely prefer the sketch for her. Anyways, moving on to Navia's, I did use like pretty much the same colors for her hat, but I feel like it definitely was a little bit more cool tone. I also really enjoyed drawing the flowers that she has on her hat. I don't know if they're real or not, but she has like a golden flower, which I think is a rose probably, and then she also has some darker ones and like this little feather thing on the side. I feel like the only drawing that I didn't really love in the spread was Navia's, just because her like everything about it is pretty plain, since I didn't add any drastic lighting and I didn't add any drastic poses or anything. I also did want to figure out what to do with that little like empty space to the right of her, but I think I just ended up leaving it blank. I might go back in later and add like a doodle like of a chibi version of one of these characters, but we'll see. For Lynette's clothing, I think I pretty much used like the same white colors that I used to color her and her brother's hairs, since they are both pretty similar. Also, I just looked it up and I'm pretty sure that they have like a younger brother in game who's named Femine. I feel like it would have been cool to draw all 3 siblings in the same spread in my sketchbook, but unfortunately I didn't know about his existence until like right now. I'm pretty sure he's like the character with like blonde hair. I'm not exactly sure, but I feel like when I can, I'll definitely draw him in the next part of this like drawing Genshin characters series that I have on my channel. Also, like I mentioned before, now when I'm actually coloring it, you guys can actually see the bow in the background, which is slightly darker than the bow that she's wearing like in the front part of her costume. And I also made it darker since it was meant to be like in the shadow since it's behind her, but yeah. Anyways, off camera, I went ahead and used a blue and pink marker to make the background more filled in by adding in a bunch of little bubbles, which definitely was a bit nostalgic because I used to do this for my old Moleskine sketchbook drawings too. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!